Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Thursday and welcome back to another day of candle reviews. We are going to be tackling some Homeworx candle reviews today. I don't like to do this, but I do have 3 candles that are essentially almost completely burned at this point. So I'm just going to upload those 3 reviews today. I try not to spam you guys, but the number of days per week are limited. And I do upload beauty content on the other days where I'm not doing candle content. So I only have so many days available to upload these things. So you will see 3 candle reviews from me today. And it might make you happy that they are all pretty much completed candles at this point. So usually I like to go until about the halfway point before I do my reviews. Occasionally I like to burn them completely through, but yeah, anyway, so you guys are getting pretty much finished candle reviews today. And sorry, my assistant Alf is in fact here with me again today, and he is feeling very spicy. Not sure why. Right now he wants to eat my sweater. Sir, knock it off. Okay, we are starting with a Homeworx candle. Now, in full disclosure, all 3 of these candles that I am showing you guys today were sent to me NPR from Homeworx. I've stated before that occasionally I do get some candles for free from Homeworx, but it's not very many. It's not very often. It's kind of few and far between, which is fine. Like I don't do these candle reviews to get free candles. If I want something, I will purchase it. But I always like to disclose when things are sent to me, because quite frankly, a lot of times I get things sent to me that I would never think of investing in myself. And then I end up loving the fragrance, and then I go and buy more of it. So it's really actually quite smart of Homeworx to go about it this way, because like I said, I order what I naturally gravitate towards, and when something different is sent to me, it sort of forces me to get out of my comfort zone a little bit, which I think we should all do every once in a while. So the 3 that were sent to me, one of them definitely in my comfort zone. One of them, I could have probably gone either way. And then this one, which is Coastal Sands, I don't think that I would have ever ordered this one, but now that I've burned pretty much the entire thing, I am literally, like, I would not be surprised if this candle goes out during this review, because I am so close to the wick clips that it's only a matter of like maybe an hour before this one is done. So anyway, Coastal Sands, you guys, I love the packaging on this one. It's kind of like a boho beachy vibe to me, the packaging. You have those nice peachy pink shades in there. There's like a nice tan that sort of brings that peach and pink together in the middle. I just think the packaging is very delightful on this one. So let's get into the fragrance. I'll tell you what I smell, and then we'll talk about strength and throw and, you know, anything else that pops into my head. Okay, so your scent notes here are salted sand, beach rose, bergamot waters, and neroli. Okay, the very first thing that smacks me in the face with this one is the neroli. Neroli is like, it's an orange blossom scent. You definitely get kind of that like citrusy floral note. And I love it. I do love me some neroli. I love neroli in personal perfumes, like perfumes that I purchase. Whenever I see neroli, I am automatically interested in checking that fragrance out, because I think it's beautiful. And it's one of those fragrance notes that for whatever reason smells incredible with my body chemistry. Like my body chemistry loves neroli. It just smells so good on me. So loving the neroli in this. I don't actually get much in the way of bergamot myself. I'm pretty sure it's in there because on Cold Sniff I could pick the bergamot up, but it's not something that is a standout. I also get a rose note from this. It is not an old-fashioned rose. It's more of a softer, lighter, modern rose. Like it doesn't smell like an old-fashioned old women's perfume. God, I always, like, I'm really trying hard to not say the term old lady fragrance because some people take offense to that. I don't. I consider myself kind of an old lady at this point. I love old things. I love old-fashioned things. I love antiques. I love, obviously my aesthetic leans towards, you know, maybe grandma styling, and that's fine. I love that. It's my thing, right? But I know some people take offense to that. What I'm trying to convey is that it's not as old-fashioned as some of the other rose scents that you may have smelled in the past. It's lighter. It's maybe even more feminine and girly than the rose scents of the days gone by. I don't know. I feel like you understand what I'm trying to say here. It's a prettier rose. There we go. I think a more mass appeal rose. There we go. We're going with mass appeal. And that salted sand is really kind of interesting because what that comes across as is that when you go to the ocean and you smell that like fresh sea salt air, I really get that in here. In fact, it kind of reminds me of that sea salt air vibe that I smell when we go to the Oregon coast. Craig and I are actually heading to the coast this weekend for a little romantic getaway, just him and I. And I'm really looking forward to the smell of the Oregon coast because it's crisp, it's fresh, it just smells like beach. But it doesn't smell like warm beach to me per se. I have been to tropical areas and I feel like there's a different fragrance in the air in like tropical beach locations versus like the beaches here in Oregon and Washington, which, you know, very few go to the Oregon coast to like swim in the ocean. There's a lot of people that go surfing and, you know, stuff like that. But the Oregon beach is not where you go to like go in and like swim with the dolphins, right? Like you're not going to do that. It's really cold year round. It's more refreshing. When it's 100 degrees in Portland, you bet your bottom dollar that everybody from Portland is going to be heading out to the beach. It is a nightmare during the summer to try to get some reprieve from the 100-degree days that we get quite often here now. But yeah, it is refreshing, you know, during those 2 months, like typically July, August, like you can definitely wade into your knees, but you're not going swimming. Anyway, the air, the vibe, the smells of the Oregon beach, I get that in here. But it just combines really beautifully with that neroli and with that really beautiful, more modern rose. This is just a lovely scent, you guys. This is something that I could see this being a staple summer fragrance for somebody. I hope he keeps it around. I will totally repurchase this. I don't know that I would buy it like this summer. I kind of have a lot of candles for summer already that I need to get through, but I'm so glad they sent this. I'm so glad I had the opportunity to try it because it's fabulous, you guys. I'm telling you, if you at all love orange blossom and you also like more modern rose scents, this is it. Like if we had a beach house, this is the candle that would be the signature scent at my beach house. It is delightful. All right, let's talk strength and throw. It's a pretty on average performance in terms of strength and throw from Homeworx. The strength I would put at about a 6.5. It's solid. You know that you're burning it. You're getting a beautiful whiff of a lovely, complex, floral, beachy vibe type fragrance. But it's not smack you in the face. And I don't know if somebody would want it to be that way. I feel like I would not. I think it would be too much. I do like my gourmand and fruity scents to be a little bit more smack you in the face, but I'm a little more particular when it comes to the florals. Those are Florals are not a natural favorite for me. Despite being a florist, I don't love the smell of flowers. I think for me, it reminds me of work. So, you know, that's not fun. You don't want to smell something and think, oh, this reminds me of like hours and hours of my life slaving away in a studio with trying to like finish up somebody's like wedding vision, you know, like that seems exhausting to me. Like that just makes me feel worn out. So florals are nice. I can take them in sort of measured doses, but they're not like a go-to for me. The throw is also around like a 6.5, 7. I have had this almost exclusively in my entryway, which is a fragrance vortex to begin with. So I kind of feel like if I didn't have it in the entryway, the throw would be more of a 6.5 as well. It certainly is a room filling fragrance. The fragrance spills outside of the room into any adjoining rooms, but it's not a house filler, I guess I should say. But it's very pleasant. And if you're someone who likes specific fragrances for specific areas of your house, this is really nice for that. The Wicks did quite well. I'm gonna give you guys an overhead view here so that you can see that we are like, you can see the Wick clips. We are literally on the last one. Sorry, where? Okay, sorry. My tripod got caught. You can see I just lit this and yeah, there is not a lot of wax left there at all, but it's had a pretty clean burn. I didn't really notice any sooting from this. I think the wicks are okay, but these are not my favorite wicks, I have to admit. Definitely some of the wicks on some of my Homeworx candles lately have not been my favorite. These had the like skinnier Homeworx wicks. I did trim them, by the way. Before each burn, I trimmed a little bit off the wicks. If you're noticing that your newer Homeworx candles are sooting a little bit, trim those wicks, and also remember, try not to burn really any candle beyond 3 hours. I think that's where you start getting into trouble with wicks falling over, especially if you have a mega deep wax pool. Like if your wax pool is this big and it goes all the way to the bottom, if you've left this candle burning for like 8 hours, there is a chance that a wick could fall over, right? And sometimes they fall over regardless, but I think you're gonna avoid most of the issues if you just limit your burning time to a more reasonable burn time, which I really think the sweet spot is right around like 3.5 hours. I really don't go beyond that with my Homeworx, and I don't deal with a lot of issues at all. It just is what it is. And even if I didn't have the wick issues, the way that I burn, because I review candles, is I don't like to burn the same candle all day long. I like to have several going at different times of the day so that I can get more like testing done for reviews essentially. So, and it also really changes up the fragrance and the vibe of my home with each like fragrance change. And I like that. I think it's kind of a fun way to burn. So anyway, those are my thoughts on Coastal Sands. I would repurchase. Thank you, Homeworx, for sending this one out. By the way, this is available exclusively on QVC, so I will be linking it there. I don't know if it's going to show up at the Homeworx.Shop, but as of right now, this is available in a set of 2 at QVC. I will link it. Let me know if you have any questions. Please subscribe if you're new. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and stay tuned for those other 2 reviews coming up a little later.